Hello, everybody, and welcome to my first ever Lost Caverns of Ixalan draft here on the channel. Huge shout out to Wizards of the Coast for giving me a free preview account in the streamer event, the early access event, so I can get this video recorded for all of you early. I'm really excited to dive in, go pick by pick, play by play, talk through everything, so you know what to do when you draft this format yourself. If you do enjoy this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe for more, comment with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. And if you want more of an overview style video to help you get ready for your drafts, where I go over top commons, archetype overviews, the combat tricks, things like that, I already have my draft guide posted for this set, and you can find it linked in the description down below. Okay, so to the pack. Our rare is actually reasonably solid. 4 mana 4/4, and then it's got Ward 2. It's not really like much more than that. But 4 mana 4/4 with Ward 2 is okay, and then sometimes you'll get an extra trigger. Lodestone Needle, also a pretty interesting card. You do have to want to be crafting, and exploring is a bit slow with this card, so I don't think I want to first pick it. I do like Synapse Necromage, makes a bunch of bodies, good with Sacrifice Fodder. I like Scytheclaw Raptor, that's another cool option. Colossodactyl. I think I'm leaning towards one of these 3-drops right now. The commons are just worse, so Brackish Blunder is worse, and but I think it's maybe the best common here. I think I'm going to start with a Synapse Necromage. Just get a nice black card, some good fodder for any sacrifice shenanigans I get up to. And I think it's just a nice card. 3 mana 3/1 that dies into 2 1/1s is just gives you 3 bodies for 1 card, essentially. It's probably close with the 4/3, but like it's a personal pick. And yeah, the rare is missing out of this pack, so not a huge sign here. This card isn't particularly great. I do like Kinjali's Dawnrunner. Just nice value. A 1/1 double striker isn't the best, but if it drew you a land, that's pretty good. And a 2/2 double striker is huge. Another Synapse Necromage is nice. I also like Sunbird Standard for if you're trying to go for some sort of multicolor deck. I don't know how well supported that archetype is. There doesn't seem to be a ton of great fixing other than like this card and like one of the lands. This land isn't particularly good fixing, but it is a cool card. I really like the design. In the commons, I think Another Chance is pretty solid. Monstrosaur, Plundering Pirate. But I think I'm just going to take another Necromage. One of the things I like about this card is it plays well with a lot of the black decks, because there's some cards that care about like filling your graveyard. This thing likes dying. You can sacrifice it. You can trade it very happily. And the tokens have some uses. Okay, so this is a sacrifice card, but I don't really want to take it this early. There is Throne of the Grim Captain, which is really cool. So if you can get a dinosaur, merfolk, pirate, and vampire, you can build this like basically unbeatable threat, because once you've got your menace, trample, lifelink, hexproof guy that makes them sack permanents when you attack, it's pretty dang good. But I don't think it's really easy to use. This pack is kind of weak. The Scythe is okay sometimes. There is a Lodestone Needle. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to take here. There's Canonized in Blood as a black card, so if you descend, then you get to put counters on stuff. I could be building towards a black deck. It is a black card. I don't think I want Throne of the Grim Captain, even though it is a sweet card. Just it seems really hard to finagle. I'm honestly not super thrilled by any of these cards. I could just stick to black, get deeper in, try out this card. I'm not sure how good it is, but the only way to find out is by playing and trying it out. There are a few white cards here. There's a green card. Not a huge fan of those blue cards. They're okay. Okie doke. Now, I think the best card in this pack is not black. Defossilize is okay. It doesn't play particularly well with these guys because they're kind of smaller. Rampaging Spiketail actually does play well with Canonized in Blood because you can like Swamp Cycle to get that. There's a Necropolis. So there are some black cards. I really like River Herald Scout and Cenote Scout though. Or Cenote Scout as somebody told me it is pronounced. There's also Orazca Puzzle Door. Defossilize is interesting. We could try to build towards some sort of like reanimation strategy here, like fill our graveyard up. Cenote Scout seems really good though. It's really valuable just to stick to one color though for a while. Like I kind of just want to keep taking my like black cards here and see what happens. I also just want to try Defossilize. It seems really interesting at the very least. And now, really good red card. I really like Saheeli's Lattice. Defossilize is interesting. I'm not sure how good it is in just a vacuum, but when you already have a bunch of black cards, I think in that pack, it's probably defensible to take. Also, I'm trying to hover over the cards I'm talking about, I know that there's a lot of new information to digest. But this one lets me discard a card, which can help me trigger any descend payoffs, help me fill my graveyard, and then it can craft into a big creature in the late game. There's also a River Herald guide, and we did just see a decent green card in the Cenote guy, but my 3-drop slot is already pretty full, and this pack has a lot of red cards, even though they're not particularly great. And I feel like I've been seeing a lot of red cards. And Synapse Necromage plays really well in like aggressive black decks, because when you trade, you get your 2 blockers right away. I think I'm going to take this over the River Herald guide, just so I can get a 2-drop. I don't really want to take the random black equipment. Okay, this card is actually really good against me. Kills all of my tokens, all my guys. In terms of cards that I can use, there's a Brackish Blunder, Marauding Brinefang, Gargantuan Leech. I honestly think Sunshot Militia could be okay here. I do have the ability to make some tokens and go wide a little bit, and that could be pretty good. Rumbling Rockslide is a nice removal spell. This is more of a sideboard card. I don't really want to main deck it. We're seeing a little bit of green still. But honestly, I think Sunshot Militia could be exactly what the doctor ordered here. Goes well with the tokens. Gargantuan Leech is an interesting one, but black-red. I mean, we're just learning. We're all going to be in this together, figuring out what's good here. Okay, and now I actually really like Fanatical Offering, because I can sacrifice my Necromage to draw some cards, make a map, and make the 2 1/1s. So that's really good synergy. This card's also nice with Necromage. That's one of the reasons why I was prioritizing them, because Sacrifice Fodder is valuable in really any black deck just because you get good cards. I'm also liking my pick of red as a second color. This card's pretty reasonable, especially if I'm trying to descend some stuff. I hope I get a Spike Tail, but for now we'll take an Offering. Really good pickup. And now pick 8. Ooh, a lot of interesting options here, actually. So the only black card is not one I'm super interested in. The Echo of Dusk. Glowcap Lantern's pretty cool. I like Sunfire Torch as a way to like trigger descend stuff. In my aggressive deck, it works well with the Canonized in Blood. And then Promising Vein gives me some flexibility to splash. It's really between this card, I think, and just getting another 2-drop. But I think I'll be fine on 2-drops. And Torch, I think, is a very good card in the right builds. Vein is honestly close to being my second pick. And there's also Glowcap Lantern, but I'm happy to get a Sunfire Torch. Also, the equipment part of it is just good with like the Synapse Necromage. And now I'm going to take Ancestor's Aid. I like that it's a combat trick that gives me a treasure token, because I can sack that treasure to a Fanatical Offering. I can tap it to a Sunshot Militia, and I'm assuming I'll get a little bit more synergy with that as well. Runaway Boulder's also cool, because you can cycle it to trigger Descend. Cool little synergy. Brackish Blunder coming around, and Lodestone Needle. People aren't really trying to play blue, it looks like. Nice. Now we get another chance. Another chance to take another chance. If you change your mind. I'm the first in line. Disruptor Wanderglyph is interesting. Attacking, punishing graveyards. Hurts decks that care about Descend, but 4 mana, 3/4 is a bit weak. So it's more of a sideboard card, maybe. And this is best of 1. I imagine one of the things I like about this right now is I feel like my deck already kind of has a cohesive game plan. It's kind of like chip in for some damage early, build out a board state by having these things trade off, and then in the late game, I can like Sunshot Militia or get it back with another chance, and then just like start pinging my opponents out. Canonized in Blood also. Oh, you don't have to have anything enabled. I thought, for some reason, I thought you had to have some Descend thing to sacrifice it. But yeah, in the late game, I can use this to get a 4/3. Defossilize isn't currently doing much. Oh, baby! Throne of the Grim Captain came back. There's also Ancestral Remembrance, but we don't currently have any of the types. Merfolk, Dinosaur, Pirate, Vampire. We have a Fungus, a Wizard, a Human, a Soldier. I guess we'll take it, though, in case we care about self-milling, and I don't think we want these cards. One thing, if you're in black-red and you're passing, it's sometimes valuable. Today, here we are going to take River Herald Scout. It's just so much better than the next best option of Daring Discovery. But oftentimes you won't matter. Also, Puzzle Door could be an interesting option, but you don't usually care about passing cards because you're not going to usually play the people that you are passing cards to. So it's like, oh, I kind of like, I'm playing red, so I'll take the red card here past the other cards and see what happens from there. Wow. Late Brackish Blunder. I really like Brackish Blunder. It makes an artifact, bounces something. Wow. Last pick Dowsing Device. Well, that's interesting. But yeah, so like hate drafting just generally isn't worth it. Okay, this card can help me fill my graveyard while I attack. That's pretty nice. There's also Sunshot Militia, #2. I don't know how many copies you need of that though. Thousand Moons Smithy is a really cool card if you're able to flood the board. I'm not really close to playing white, and white didn't seem particularly open in pack 1. At least I don't think it was. So I don't think we really want to go that direction, but it's a cool card. I think I think black-red is most likely to be my home. Blue, maybe a tertiary option. We did see some green cards, but I think we're just going to focus on the cards we do have, because I think we've kind of got a game plan going, as I already said. And I think our cards are pretty good at supporting that game plan. And this card's not worth switching colors for. So I think Screaming Phantom is fine. What's my 3-drop situation? Yeah, so my 2 drops are filling out nicely. Getting a Screaming Phantom to fill my graveyard. Ooh, baby. Oh my gosh, this is a great pack for me. Chupacabra Echo is great. Just 2 for 1. If you can fill your graveyard with some permanents, it's excellent. There's also Brass's Tunnel Grinder, which is a bit slower as a value engine, because you just put your board counters on it over turns. But if you can flip it, you get to just basically draw a card whenever you cast a permanent with it. And sometimes just put that permanent, cast the card you draw for free. So that's really good. I really like that. I really like Chupacabra Echo more, though, especially when I have another chance to like buy it back, because it's just a clean 2 for 1. Really nice card to play, and I'm really excited to have it. After that, I would take the Tunnel Grinder, though, even though Ceratops is also great. It's like a 5/4 that's almost unblockable a lot of the time. And if you combine it with like Ancestor's Aid, it really blows them out. This is going to be a good pack for me. I can feel it. I feel it in my fingers. Okay, so this card cares if you discover. I don't have any discover right now. We're not discovering anything except things about ourselves and about the format. There's a Relentless Reef, so we can turn it into a attacking land. That honestly could be worth considering in a like slower mid-rangey deck. If we got some fixing, we could try to go for that. I don't think we're really even playing the first Defossilized we have. There is another Screaming Phantom, which could be good for like an aggressive, like helping us enable our self-mill strategy. Blue-black. We technically don't have to play red even. And getting a land is pretty nice. So I think we're just going to take the land here over another Screaming Phantom. And we'll see what this leads to. Okay. Now I think I like taking a Hidden Volcano, or, I mean, I don't really want Ray of Ruin. This card's kind of funny because you can use it to like mess with your opponent's descend stuff. Like if they need to get to a certain threshold, you start putting their cards back on their bottom of their library. Also, if you mill yourself enough, you could do that. I really like this card, but I'm not playing white. I think the only color we're definitely playing black, and we're probably playing red. I mean, some of our red cards are pretty bad, but our blue cards are medium as well. I think getting a land is nice. Rampaging Spiketail is fine, but I'd rather just get a nice little cave, so make sure it's harder for me to flood out. Diamond Pickaxe, honestly pretty tempting here. Just buffs my creature, helps it attack and make treasure. And if I do get another Sunshot Militia, I can just assemble a horde of those and then start pinging my opponents out with treasure tokens. So that's pretty nice. I think this card's also just perfectly reasonable. Ooh, I love Deadweight. Deadweight is really good in this format. It's basically a removal spell that also triggers your descend cards. I also like Visage of Dread as just a artifact for sacrifice fodder, because it gets a card usually and then you can sack it, but Deadweight is perfect. Okay, let's do some trimming here. So we're going to get rid of the throne. We could still try to splash that. We'll see. We're probably not going to play Defossilized, but it's in our main color, so we don't want to forget about it. I don't think we're going to play Dowsing Device. Don't think we're going to play the Tomb Raider. How many creatures is this? 5 creatures, 9 non-creatures. Well, shucks. I love me a Tithing Blade. I keep taking these powerful non-creatures. Ooh, we could be in trouble with creature count. We have plenty of 3-drop creatures, so we don't need this guy. Honestly, Skullcap Snail is fine. I love these white cards we're seeing, but we're not going to go that direction. Tithing Blade is great, though, I think. You, like, just get a nice little card, and then you bring it back as a threat. I mean, Skullcap Snail is also reasonable. But I want to try the Tithing Blade, and we're going to do it. Woo! Pick 8 Synapse Necromage. Don't mind if I do. Oh, what a pick. We first picked this card. Why are we seeing it pick 8? Either I know something they don't know, or they know something I don't know. And I'm betting on me. Wow, that's a great pickup. Oh, man. And we get another Sunshot Militia. We're going to flood the board with Fungus, and then we're going to ping them down. And hope they don't have Tectonic Hazard. Tinker's Toad is honestly really good with the Sunshot Militia plan as well. Like, if we were playing like Black-White, we could really flood the board. But I like the Sunshot Militias. And now there's this guy, there's another combat trick. I'm just going to take a creature. I have 1, 2. I don't think I want the dinosaur payoff. But getting another treasure could be good if I ever want to like activate the Restless Reef. Could totally be worth doing. And now we get a deep Goblin Skull Taker. It looks like there's not a lot of white drafters at the moment. I could honestly just play this, and then if I get a couple treasures lying around from like a pickaxe, I can just like use this. It feels like a reasonable thing to do. Dowsing Device. This card seems very cool with Diamond Pickaxe. I have a little bit of treasure making. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I'll take the removal spell over the Hoverstone Pilgrim and over the Disruptor Wanderglyph. This seems like the sort of card that you could play one of and be fairly happy with. I think Sunshot Militia is good. Maybe other people don't like it for some reason. So here, I'm just going to pass the white card to the person next to me. He's like, oh, that person's clearly not playing white because they took a basic land. Okay, the other person next to me, as you can see, did the same thing. Interesting. You might be wondering why I'm saying interesting. Part of it is just to be mysterious. But Saheeli is pretty cool. You can activate it during your opponent's turn to make a copy your creature and then block with it. And then it really works well with the Necromage because it just sacrifices. It doesn't exile itself. And so you can like use this to like make a Necromage and then it'll sacrifice itself and you get a 2 more tokens, I mean. What else would I even take here? Scytheclaw Raptor. I mean, Scytheclaw Raptor is definitely the pick. Just really big 3-drop. And I'm not really even playing heavily blue, but this card's really cool. And I wish I had a better fixing, or if there was just better fixing in the format to go for that synergy. I just don't think going full Grixis is really a thing, especially because I would probably rely on splashing to get her into play anyway. Here, I think I'm going to take Rampaging Spiketail, just get 1 copy of this sort of effect, give myself a top-end card that is good to get back with another chance at some point, and also just help my mana be a little bit more consistent. Looks like blue-red would have maybe been an interesting spot for me, but I'm really happy getting this card. I've got a lot of 3-drops, so I'm probably going to be like shaving down on some of them. Like I probably won't play the Plundering Pirate. And I'm definitely not playing this Deep Goblin Skull Taker, but it's okay to sometimes have like 4 or 5, like 6 3-drops. Like that's not an unreasonable number. Restless Reef is probably not getting played if I cut the Plundering Pirate. But I think we're in good shape. This card's pretty cool. One thing I really like is doing it with Chupacabra Echo or with Synapse Necromage. So if this wheels, I probably will play it. Because it worked great with those things. Saheeli's Lattice is maybe not getting played because I don't really have dinos. I have 1, 2, I guess, now. Ooh, another mine. Another pickaxe. We dig in a mine the whole day through. To dig is what we like to do. Yes, I do have that song from Snow White and the Seven Dwarves living rent-free in my brain. But this card's cool, I think. Helps turn Sunshot Militia into an attacker. As we already said, there's good synergy with it in the late game. I don't mind Idol of the Deep King. 1 copy, a little bit of removal, a little bit of crafting. Don't really like this card that much. Don't think I need this guy. This card's interesting because we can sack artifacts, which we will have some, but we would rather save them to go with our Sunshot Militias. See, this guy's interesting because he does wear a diamond pickaxe quite well. Just turn him into a 2/2, send him in, trade. There's also Careening Minecart. When it attacks, we get a treasure. Do we need that effect, though? Kind of already have that from this. I guess I'll just take the 1/1 guy, see if he's okay. We'll consider him. Another copy of this. Or Echo Dusk. I think I'll take 1 Echo over the 4th copy of this. I mean, you only need one of these in play. And so this is probably better. Ooh, we got the Fungal. I also think this card's great. Like, you play this, just buff up 2 things, sacrifice a random artifact. They did a good job making sure these were double pipped, because otherwise it would be like a real nice splash threat, like get your island, play this thing, and also just play your Restless Reef. With 2 diamond pickaxes, I think I can just play Restless Reef off treasures. And I'm going to play 17 lands plus the Spike Tail too, even though my curve is pretty cheap. At least that's my idea right now. Runaway Boulder. Yeah, sure. I'll take this thing over the Boulder. I'm not going to play either of them. I'm not interested in these cards either. Blue-red would have been interesting, but I did get some really good black cards too, so I'm not complaining. Just looks like nobody's playing blue. So we're in really good shape. I think our deck is awesome. I'm really excited to try it out. Really looking forward to this one. I'm not sure we even need another chance. Yeah, there's a lot of blue cards coming around. Could have ended up with blue-red. $14 creatures. I don't think we're really a Canonized in Blood deck. I like that my deck has ways to spend extra mana. I'll take one of these just in case I do want to try it out. It's the sort of card that makes no sense to play in this deck, though, because treasures sitting in play is way better than sacking them. Unless I'm getting a rebate, as in with, like, that one card I have, Fanatical Offering, where I get a map token. This is going to be a cool one to build. I'm going to be relatively quick with it because I want to get into the games and see how it does. But we are going to play the Restless Reef, I have decided. We're going to play this. So 9/8 with this, and we can change our basic lands later. So 9/8, I think, because we're definitely heavier black. Yep. And now we have to make 5 cuts. Oftentimes you can like cut every card and then add them back one by one. Honestly, Dowsing Device is so cool with Diamond Pickaxe. We have a decent number of artifacts. We have a decent way to make artifacts. So I kind of want to try this. Just because it feels like we can buff one of our creatures into a huge threat. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull aside all the cards that we want to cut. So Canonized in Blood, we really want to cut. We're just going to cut it. Defossilize, 100% cutting that card. Our curve looks low, but we have really good ways to like spend mana and stuff like that, I think. And we can like double spell. Brazen Blade Master, 100% getting cut. I really like that I took the Necromage over the first Scythe Claw. I think that's going to be good for me. I think Screaming Phantom's another card I can cut. It does wear Diamond Pickaxe really well, which is one of the reasons why I don't really want to cut it. I have 1, 2. I think I can cut Ancestor's Aid pretty comfortably. I'd rather have Fungal Fortitude by like a million%. And I can probably cut Greedy Freebooter as well. Because I think this card's a better early game creature. What's my mana curve looking like now? 12 creatures. Do I have room to add Dowsing Device? 1, 2, 3. This card's pretty good still. I think we could play Dowsing Device over Idol of the Deep King. How much removal do we have? This is a removal spell. This is a removal spell. This is a removal spell. This is kind of removal spell. So not really. And 5. So we kind of have 5 removal spells. I don't think we need the Idol. We already have plenty of equipments. So I kind of want to cut this for Dowsing Device. Just to try it. I think that could be wrong in retrospect, but I think this is going to be interesting to try. I also like another chance, even though our creature count is low, because I feel like buying back some threats is going to be good in this deck. Just get us extra value. But I could also see like cutting another chance for like even like a brazen greedy freebooter or something, or like a plundering pirate. But we're going to try it like this for now. I'm really excited. Thanks again to Wizards for the free preview account so I can make this video for you all early. But let's dive into some games and see how it does in my very first draft. Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support my content at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. If you have been enjoying my videos, if they've been helping you find more success in your draft and have more fun playing Magic, and you would like to show your support, then you can do so via Patreon. It is essentially a way to tip my channel, but it also comes with some cool rewards like access to my card-by-card tier list for Lost Caverns of Ixalan and other cool things like that. I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support at the credits level. And if you're interested in learning more, you can of course find that at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Without further ado, though, let's get to the games. Welcome to round number 1. Interesting hand right off the bat. We've got Dead Weight and Tithing Blade to keep us alive. Synapse Necromage on turn 3. I think I'm going to keep it. It's a bit sketchy for sure, but I think it's good. And one thing I like about this is I get to like highlight the cool like statue, like the cool sleeves. So, like I love these sleeves. It's really cool about the early access event. I love this new Jisath avatar. And we're going to start with our Restless Reef. We also get to show off the pet. It's really cool. So they're playing a 2/2. And one thing that we're going to do here is we're going to deadweight this card because this can take care of any sized creature. So if they play like a 3/3 next turn, we can still kill it. So even though it's technically not the most mana efficient, this is going to be our play. And they play nothing. Perfect. But gives us some time. Now we get to deploy. So they're holding up 3 mana, which means that they could have a removal spell like a Braid or something like that. And as such, we're going to play our Synapse Necromage because if they do have a removal spell, we'll still have board presence, which means that if we draw something like a pickaxe, like a mountain to play our pickaxe and attach it, we're going to be in good shape. Okay, they just cycle their Seismic Monstrosaur. Probably means they are not flooded out or they would have kept that in hand. And as you can see, our decision to keep the Tithing Blade is paying off beautifully. Because we wouldn't have been able to kill this. And it has ward too, so we wouldn't have been able to kill it with this. As it is, however, we could have an amazing turn. Because we are definitely going to play the Tithing Blade. So we could play Tithing Blade plus Echo of Dusk. Or we can play Diamond Pickaxe, equip it, make it play Tithing Blade, and attack and start generating treasures. And I think because of the way our deck is constructed, where we kind of want to get them low and then use our treasures, I think we're going to go for this play. Also, there is a small chance that they just trade. Oh, no, we can't. It takes 2 to equip. Right. For some reason, I thought it was 1 to equip. I think that's a different card in my deck. And this is really good for us, I think. We now have our treasure generator. We're going to be able to get extra mana from that every turn. They don't really want to trade with this guy. Okay. So we can attack them and then use that. It's also kind of like a bluff attack, but they're probably going to block. I'm actually not going to attack. they're playing a Dinosaurs deck. They're going to have a target for Ray of Ruin eventually. And if they don't, then I'm going to be in good shape. I'm going to draw a land eventually. And if I keep drawing spells, I'm also happy. Sure. Oh, they just attack me. Well, no blocks. I considered blocking, but I think this is way better for me not to. So they might have a 6-drop. And we get to scry one. Dowsing Device. So that'll be my 3rd artifact. How does this flip? If I control 4 more artifacts. So it'll just flip automatically next turn. So next turn I play this. Buff up this guy. Attack. Buff the guy up again. It flips. I use the treasure. I think I might have lethal next turn. I would calculate it, but I don't want to run out of time. But I think I play this. It buffs up this guy. I attack. I make a treasure. This thing costs 3 to activate. Oh, I'm 1 short of just activating it. So they could have something, or they could just be bluffing. Regardless, we're going to go for it. We're threatening lethal here. Okay. If I mill a permanent, boom! Lifelink, baby! Let's go! Synergy! Oh, that was so sweet. Oh, that was so sweet. Oh, the Echo of Dusk was a good call here. And look at if we drew our guy, our 2-mana 1/3, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things. Boom! Got the win. So that would be our 8th, and we'd be able to just ping them to death. Wow. Nice way to start off the format with a win. The Dowsing Dagger was actually really good there. We were a little bit patient. We took our time on that 1 key turn, made sure that we got a good attack in. But other than that, heck yes, that was fantastic. Oh my gosh. And I think the key decision of that entire game was that we dead weighted on turn 2 instead of using our turn 2 make them sacrifice a creature. Because just imagine how much worse that game goes for us if we don't do that. They all of a sudden have a 5/3 that I really can't answer. And it just changes the entire outcome of that game. The Tithing Dagger was really, really key there. And the deadweight to start it off was really, really good as well. It also made them so they skipped their 3rd turn. Overall, really, really impressive showing by the deck. Okay. Another great opener. We get our Fungal Fortitude plus Synapse Necromage combo, maybe. We could have technically played this on turn 1, but I like being able to play this plus Deadweight on turn 2. And I will definitely kill that. I could have played my tap land, but I have another untapped land, so I'm just going to work on getting my board state together first. They have a Cavern of Souls, naming Dinosaur. And they're ramping. Sure. And they're mountain cycling. Wow. They are really not affecting the board state here. Oh, dearie my. That could be big. Oh, it's only going to ever have 4 toughness, though. They discard Buried Treasure. Nice. We're going to start generating our forces here. Play this. End turn. Next turn, we can play Rampaging Spiketail. They can flip this to hit me for 6, because it doesn't have Summoning Sickness. But they elect not to do that. Ah! Oh no! The fear! The total and utter fear! Oh no! Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're only 2 away. Oh gosh. Oh, that is not good. Oh no, they're only 1 away if they have a land. Oh no. Well, it's only fitting. Please don't have a land. Please don't have a land. Please don't have a... Oh no. What a hit off that Atali's favor. Oh my gosh. Okay, at least we get to do this. This is where you hope they don't top deck a land. No! Why? Let's hope they don't have any other dinosaurs in their deck. Oh my gosh. You're just joking me. Oh, this game's gone very poorly for me. I think it's safe to say that this was unfortunate, the fact that they hit their land there. If they just draw a normal spell, I think I could win this. As it stands, it's going to be very tough. Probably just impossible. I mean, they cast like a turn 5 Atali or something. I mean, I know I didn't miss any land drops. Because this thing ramped them 1. This thing ramped them 1. What the heck was that? That was psychopathic. And of course they hit 2 dinos off it too. My gosh. Oh, does this thing have trample? No. Wow. I can't believe it. If they just miss for 1 turn, I think I win this game. If only these fungi could block. They're definitely flipping their thing. I still have a shot this game. Ah! 16 power. Okay. It says Death Touch, so I can block that thing. Okay. I'm starting to formulate a plan. Part of that plan involves them having nothing, which, I mean, I can't beat much, so. But if I can manage to get my Reef with the Sunfire Torch on it, I can sacrifice that to kill their 17-4. As it stands now, definitely want to mill too, see what I hit. Okay, get back the Necromage and the Militia. Play Necromage. Play Militia. And then maybe I can eke out a win. Oh, I don't have a treasure anymore, so I can't activate my Reef. Dang. That's tough. I think this is my best chance, though. Gosh, they also have infinite... Oh my gosh. Gosh, if I had one treasure, I could turn Reef into something. I'm also like, this can deal like 3, 4. I can deal 4 to them. I needed one more blocker. Yeah, if I'd drawn a land this turn, I still was dead. I wonder if I had just like tried to ping them out with these, if I could have done it. Cause I got kind of close. Game was shockingly close, considering. If they had just played nothing that last turn, I think I might have actually been able to steal this one. Unfortunately, they played Jasath, hit 2 dinosaurs. Oh my gosh. I'm honestly stunned that I lost. Not stunned that I lost, given how things went, but like, it was so brutal that they had the Jasath on that turn, because they literally... They went play 3-drop, play Atali's Favor on it, hit Spelunking to just basically explore and put another land into play. And then they didn't have a land in hand, they just top-decked it. Oh my gosh, that was so unfortunate. If I'd also just... I don't know. Like, if I'd had a better draw, maybe I could have gotten there. I don't even know. They had, like, a very good... Oh, that person was having a blast. They're just like, land, 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 and then they just, ugh. Oh, well. I think I played that pretty well. I think I forgot that I lost my ability to activate my 4/4 land. If I had used my land, I might have been able to do something. Okay, we're going to keep this. It's kind of weak in some situations, but we'll draw our mountain eventually. Good to get a 2-drop down on turn 2. I shall mute my opponent. Ooh, nice. I'm just going to play this because I do want to trade it off with their glyph, I think. Trying to play around a braid or a removal spell a little bit. I'm actually not going to block. I changed my mind. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked at all. They have to go first because this trade is pretty good for me. 2/2 for 3/2. Okay. I'm going to target the guy that was already going to die. Hmm. I think I'm just going to attack with these two guys after playing the Scythe Claw. And then next turn I can... Okay. Next turn I can cycle this to get a swamp and discard that swamp. So if one of my creatures does die... I could have hit him for another 3 there. I don't know why I didn't. They do have Descend enabled for their Capybara. Because dealing extra 3 there is incredibly relevant. And they can't attack me anyway. Yeah, that was bad. Because if I attack them, then they're at 9, and then this thing is just scary. It's looming. No! They hit it! They hit a spell. I can only attack with my 4-3 now. Honestly, decent trade for me. Hmm. Nice. I was actually hoping to draw Tithing Blade. It's really good here. I attack with everything. They're going to go eat that. I'm just going to check here. If they go for a combat trick of some kind, they take a bunch of damage. And this can craft next turn if I don't draw a land for this guy. Or I can just pitch this thing to buff this guy. Or I can activate this thing to make a 4/4. I have so many options this next turn. Oh my gosh. Huh. Jeez, this is tough. I feel like that's more of a last resort kind of thing. I feel like playing this is going to be really good. I'm threatening another 2 points of damage here as well. So I can gain 4 life. Seems worth. How are they beating me before I can kill them with all my burn? Like, this thing gets to become a huge dino next turn. This thing can become huge. I already have 2 more pings. I can flip this. If I draw an artifact, I get a land that just buffs any of my creatures to, like, infinity. Dowsing Device has actually been okay. This also triggers Dowsing Device, which is cool, so I can give this thing haste. Which I didn't realize, but now that I have it in play, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's going to be awesome. They're attacking me? What do they have? Maybe they don't see my cool synergy. Oh, no. Oh, I really want to buff this guy. So I will. They can't even attack me because I can just block there. I know I could have pinged them down to 3, but I think stopping them from attacking me for 4 is better. They pretty much have to sack Thrashing Bronchodon to deal with my 9-4. It was really bad that I didn't just tap Dowsing Device. I tapped the Sunshot Militia. That was just unnecessary. This is why I held it back, so I could block. No need for them to do that now. Okay. They block, sacrifice, yep. Oh my gosh. I was 1 mana off of just winning. Flipping this thing. I really wanted to flip this. Maybe it was correct. Basically, the whole point of this game is I don't think they can kill me before I can deal the last couple points of damage, no matter what they play. Okay, that'll help. This is a weird UI. This is where Dowsing Device looks a lot worse, though. They can't attack me, though. That's good. Unless they hit another good blocker. And if I draw any spell, they're dead. Pretty much, like, universally any spell. Okay, they hit a 4-3. That's pretty dang good. Like, if I draw my pickaxe, I just, like, win here. I'm not going to jump block this turn. Because I can actually force a trade. It's good that they're keeping it intense for me by not giving me a spell. I love that for me. Oh, they literally have 12 points of damage in play. I'm so toast. But I'm going to have 4 blockers if this Synapse dies. And they're going to be at 1. So if I had just flipped this thing, I would have been in way better shape than if I'd played this guy. Boom! The Sunshot! Yes! Sunshot Militia! Wow, that was cool. We did it again. Nice. Nice! We got our revenge on the dinos. The revenge of the Sith. We're like Darth Maul over here, all black and red. Sunshot Militia's even like in a classic fighting stance. Oh my gosh, we're gonna keep going with this deck list. Honestly, cycling the Spiketail was a pretty big decision. I gained a lot of life, but it did mean that when I drew another couple lands in a row, I think I drew 3 lands in a row after that, it made those lands a lot worse. So, looks like everybody had the same idea. Cool dino, avatar, let's go for it. Okay, this is an easy keep. We have our thing to dig for even more stuff. Just going to deploy my creatures in order. Playing this versus this will depend on what they do on turn 2. Okay. I think it's a pretty clear Synapse Necromage now. Because I just want to trade these off. We're playing against a lot of red-green decks. Maybe that's a cool archetype that people really wanted to try. Maybe it's particularly deep and there's a lot of good cards for it. But, yeah. I feel pretty favored in the matchup. I feel like my little tokens do good work. Just grinding. Sunshine Militia looks like he's on a lightsaber. There's a force field there. He's got his little sword. Does he have flavor text? As the Legion of Dusk closed in, Oltec's citizens rallied to support the Thousand Moons and drive off the invaders. Nice. Opponent in the tank on turn 3. Whenever this card trades off, it feels like you win. It's a huge win. Oh, the gnome. If they get a plains on top, they definitely have Jasath. Okay, they don't. They just get a forest. Okay, so they have all spells probably. Chomp! I could have held back the 1-3. It was probably better too, because they have the Compass Gnome. Yeah, trading 2 damage for 1 damage was impulsive. Not playing my best Magic. I'm too excited. I'm like, oh, the set is so awesome. Let's go. Charge. Then again, every point of damage matters a lot for me because I'm a pinger at heart. I ping. Also, I get rewarded. See, this time they don't hit, like, unbelievable spelunking, which in the only situation spelunking is good. I don't understand why they wouldn't attack with Yearling. They must have a really big dino threat follow-up turn in order to not attack with Yearling. Or they care about the Burning Sun's cavalry to a huge degree. Well, this is a clear trade for me. That seems like a really weird non-attack. Okay. I know I could have played the Death Toucher, but I'm just gonna try to maximize my pinging. No, all of my hard work. You monster. You monster! I spent so much effort. No, don't do it. Don't kill my lattice. My beautiful lattice. They're abrading my 1-3? What? Oh, that's so good for me. Oh my gosh, that's amazing for me. Oh, they must have like a giant dino if they don't. Okay, here we go. This just stops more damage. Trading a 1/1 for 5 damage is definitely worth it here. I technically have dead weight, but that didn't work out very well for me. Trading a 1/1 for 4 damage is still worth it. I think I have to do this. Honestly, my worst possible hit. Maybe, but honestly, it's not actually terrible. It's pretty bad. Do they just have +3/+3? Max punished! Wow. If I had traded this thing with their 3/3, then my deadweight would have been able to kill their 3/2 trample. I would have been able to... Literally one treasure off. If I had one treasure, I'd be able to threaten lethal. One point of damage. My gosh. That's so brutal. Oh, pain. That was pretty awful. Pretty awful. Gosh. I could have won that game, I think. The trading 2 points of damage for 1 point of damage in the mid game was really bad. I think my discovery was really unlucky in terms of like not hitting like a creature or something. Like I hit a 1-drop, which that's the downside of playing 1-drops. But if I had hit like a creature, then I would have been in much better shape. Was I on the play that game? I feel like I got off to a really okay start, honestly. I played my 3/1. I managed to trade it. If I'd held back my 1/3, I could have double blocked their 3/2 trampler, but I don't think that makes sense to do in that situation. I made some trades. I just got my damage in. The problem was I wasn't hitting the spells that I needed. I just drew a couple too many like lands in that stage. Well, this is a keeper for sure. I just want to win this one so I can secure a winning record. We're playing against another green deck. Wow, that's a great draw, getting another spell. Just going to take out their frog, slow him down. I've been really happy with the Synapse Necromage. Like, that game I drew, like, too few spells to compete. The last game, I was, like, one spell short of winning. But the Synapse Necromage was really getting a lot of value. I really want to play this, equip it, attack, play a Sunshot. So they have a green spell. Or they want to keep both their colors for some reason. This thing's going to trigger. That's pretty good for them. One turn too late, my friend. Can you imagine if I had just gotten to deadweight their guy? I'm not gonna... Oh, no! I could have tapped the pickaxe and the tithing blade. No! If I lose by 1 point of damage, I'm gonna be so sad. Okay. I am rushing my plays, because, as I said, I'm really excited to play with the cards, but that's pretty bad. I'm a little bit sad that I drew the deadweight when I did. Well, thank goodness for Ray of Ruin. And thank goodness for this treasure token. Do I want land? Kind of. Kind of don't need land. I have my Death Toucher coming soon. Deadweight can kill something. I'm doing 5 to them a turn. Okay, at least I can kill that. I think killing their creature is good still, even though it gets their Capybara closer to being activated, because I still have a really good trade on the Capybara. And if they get to explore something into the graveyard, this thing grows. I kind of just want to double block the Goblin Skull Taker. I wish they were at 8 right now. Gosh darn it. I'm going to lose. This Goblin Skull Taker is so irritating. Okay, it's only 5. Equip, attack. They have no cards in hand. Keeping that land on top would have been really good at this spot because I haven't drawn a land since then. This is a really close game, and 1 point of damage is absolutely going to make the difference. Well, I'm glad I did it so that everyone can learn from it. I have to hope they don't top deck something too, because the top deck is going to kill me. Like, a lot of different top decks would kill me here. Ugh. Gosh, the fact that my deadweight missed their Skull Taker by a turn is just so brutal. Oh, gosh. Do they have the Malamet Scythe? Okay, I killed their big menace guy. Their 1/3 can no longer attack. And they don't know I have a backup Sunshot Militia. Wow, that game was so close. Oh my gosh. Yes! I'm so happy we won. Let's go! Oh my gosh. That was crazy. Oh my gosh, that was so close. Oh. Can't believe it. Just inches away at every turn. Oof. I'm so happy. As long as I don't have a losing record in my first draft, I know things are off to a great start. Heck yes. Heck yes. Dinosaur versus a Johnny. Who will win? We're on the play. We finally have our Chupacabra. We have an opening hand diamond pickaxe, which is great. I'm real excited for this hand to see how it does. Because we finally have a little like combo early game to like just like start assembling a treasure army. And I'm not going to forget this time. Such cool looking sleeves. Okay, they're going to put the counter on itself or onto the gnome, maybe. Yep. I haven't liked Another Chance so far. Maybe I've been drawing it in bad situations, but... I might just play Chupacabra Echo next turn as a 3-2, which is sad, but potentially reality. I just don't have any spells right now. There's a spell. I'm going to make the trade because I have Another Chance. A lot of my cards are reliant on creatures dying, and I need to be able to cast Another Chance ASAP, I think. I could have, like, equipped to try and not trade. Every treasure is pings, though. Perfect. This is fine for me because it's like trading my 1-3 for a 1-2. And I guarantee my value off of Another Chance. I'm not going to sack my treasures. I think having these extra pings is going to be very valuable. It will add up. And I have plenty of mana for next turn anyway. Sure. They get to attack with their 3-3 if they want. And I have the backup. Perfect. Start with this in case they have like some sort of way to ping my guy. So they're probably going to be able to make this a 6/6. Which means I won't be able to block with my guy anyway. Yep. My Chupacabra Echo is not very good right now. Yeah. I milled 2 permanents, but my creatures aren't really dying at the moment. They keep their 0/3 around. Okay. Oh, it doesn't have haste. Duh. Man, keeping all these treasures around is paying dividends. Ugh, I can't kill anything! How are they going to block? If I attack with both... I think attacking with both is good. Perfect. This is kind of what I wanted to happen, honestly. I think I shouldn't have attacked with the Sunshot Militia in retrospect. The thing was that they weren't guaranteed to block like that. Gosh, it's so brutal. If they'd played this like earlier, it's almost as if they knew I had dead weight. They just owned me there. This is fine though. We're still in good shape, I think. Oh no. They're putting the pressure on. They're turning the screws. That was not a good draw. So they have 8 power right now. I needed to draw a spell there. That was where I needed a spell. I really hope they jump block. That'd be amazing for me. Then I don't have to worry about lethal on the crackback. I mean, they could still have lethal, but it would require a little bit more. Next turn, I have a guaranteed 3 damage, since I have 2 lethal attackers. Gosh, this deck is crazy. Oh my gosh, if I could have just found a deadweight target so that my Chupacabra Echo could just kill the guy on his own, it would have been so good. Oh, why couldn't they have played their water? I just needed a way to get it in the graveyard. Ugh. I don't think I'm dead. Okay, this is a good start for me. They hit a land. Okay. So they still don't have an attack on the ground. Okay, now they have an attack on the ground if they want it. I think I'm priced into blocking here. This guy's a lethal attacker next turn, though. Oh, they got an extra one. Oh, I see, I see. Wow, they didn't keep that on top. It's not a good sign for me, I'll tell you that much. Oh, they don't attack. That's so good for me. Oh my gosh, that's so good for me. I'm going to start by doing this. See what I have. Okay, that's really, really good. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have 5 mana. I can just play the Raptor. One of the benefits of treasures. Gives you a nice mid-game play. I don't think they can kill me. There's no haste in their deck. So I think I want to get an extra ping in. And make sure that this guy's a lethal attacker. Death Touch isn't as relevant for me. Wow, they're starting their turn with a Discover. Huge for me. Okay, that's fine. Let's go! The militia did it! Yes! I knew it was good! I knew it was good! Heck yes! I was wheeling those boys! I was wheeling them! Yes! Woo! Winning record! Oh, 4-2! Feels good! Yes! Oh, it's so satisfying. That was such a close game. I messed it up because I thought that their 6/6 was going to have haste that one turn, which made me play more scared than I needed to. Because I was like, oh, I'm going to get cracked in on for 6. And they're going to tap my blocker. So I was, oh my, yes! Oh my gosh, this deck is awesome. Oh man, the Sunshot Militias. I was like in my head, I was like, oh, Sunshot Militia has some really cool combos. If you can generate a lot of treasures, you can just ping them out. And we did it. Yes! Oh my gosh. Here we go. Another great hand. We got our boy. No, don't have a 1-drop. No! Tithing Blade looks so embarrassing. Oh. I hope they just explore. Oh, you're joking. This isn't good. Being on the draw here was especially bad, and them having a Spyglass Siren was really bad. I just want to concede. Like, they even have a 1-2 to sacrifice now. It's just, like, unwinnable for me. Oh, my gosh. How does he have 2 of them? Oh, my... Okay, well, I think it's fair to say that this is just about the best possible start that somebody could have on the play, and so losing this is, like, totally defensible. This is, like... I'm just, like, straight up dead. He just had it all. If I'd been on the play, I actually might have won this game. That's how the magic goes sometimes, though. Because he wouldn't have been able to use the Cogwork Wrestler. I would have been able to go, like, turn 2, just kill your 1-1, turn 3... I'm just dead on turn 5. And I spent all of my mana every turn except turn 1. That's why I don't like best of 1. I feel like I want a chance at revenge. I want to be able to sideboard. Bring in all of my anti-1-drop cards. Do I even have any anti-1-drop cards? I have to have something I can sideboard in there. My gosh. That deck would have beat... That start would have beaten any deck. That's so annoying. Well, 4 and 3. Pretty solid. I think we did made the most of our situation. We don't have any crazy rares, I don't think, in our deck. Do we even have a single rare? No. Who needs rare? Oh, we do. We have Restless Reef. The splashed Restless Reef for those situations where we have enough treasures. We don't even have like a real rare in our entire pool. Against that deck, we definitely would have brought in this. We would have brought in this. I think Idol of the Deep King is probably just a good card. It reminds me of Dowsing Device, but like it transforms on like an actual condition where you can turn it into an equipment. And this thing, like the land part can like buff your guy. I think Idol is probably just a better card, but I really wanted to try this out. And it was pretty cool in some situations. But yeah, I like Idol more. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed that. If you did, remember to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe for more. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave hashtag ping in the comments section down below, because that was the name of the game, pinging people out with this card, and it was a total blast. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Huge shout out again to Wizards of the Coast for giving me a free preview account in the early access event and letting me get this video recorded for all of you early. That is going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.